It only does it about once a week. But why does it come down to the ground to do it? And why does it nearly always choose to do so in exactly the same place? Whatever the reason, it must be very important, for a sloth on the ground is almost helpless. Any predator could attack it, and it doesn't have the speed to escape. Why it comes down in this way is a mystery.
Welcome. We're back. So just a recap like we normally start off with. Let me fix my camera real quick. Go. Yeah, so just the recap that we normally start off with today in a quick summary for at least the stocks was just really nothing, not too much moved. A couple things went up a little bit, a couple things fell. It was just like really not much movement, right? I'm in most of the trades, not much changed for me personally. You had a nice move on EQOS, then it pulled back some. You also had a good move on, what's the other one? RUN, that Sky and Hats trade. It's not my trade, so it's not on the sheet, but that was in the Discord as well, and that had a very nice run. But yeah, just like, you know, it's just one of those days. We get these days every so often. Not much happens. But looking at the trades sheet overall for the week, it was it's been strong, right? We started off the week with, well, in the weekend we had the DOGE trade, which was like 100% profits in like a day. And then we had a bunch of other trades from like last week hit their targets on Monday. So, you know, CODX, CDE was the stock pick that I went over in the video I did with Keemstar. That on Monday as well had a nice day. And then VRM and XP hit their targets yesterday. So you had some previous trades hitting their targets. And then, you know, the stocks for this week is just not that much changed. The one thing that did pull back quite a bit today was XL. That had a nice 12% move yesterday. But I did, if you were in the Discord, and this is why you need to be in the Discord, when XL was up 12%, I literally alerted the Discord and said there could be a pullback right here because I was looking at the technicals. And it literally pulled back 10% since that alert. So the only way you could have gotten that is by being in the Discord. That's why you want to be in the Discord. To join it, just go to the description. It'll say freetradingmovement.com, which is the website. You'll come right here and then you just click on this little purple banner on the top and you can join the Discord to get alerts like that. But the real story is crypto. Since last Friday, I've been saying crypto looks good, and what I actually literally tweeted was like the real cryptos, right? The well-known ones: Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin. I didn't put out a trade on Ethereum, but I did put out a trade on Bitcoin, and I put out a trade on Litecoin. The Bitcoin trade is up 14% since the entry. I posted that at 33.5k. That's in the title of the stream. And then the Litecoin trade I posted is up 18%. The Litecoin trade took some patience. It took 5-6 days of just nothing happening. For the last 24 hours, a very, very nice move. So yeah, I mean, here's your proof of those trades. This is the Bitcoin trade. Let me move this over. It was 33,755 when I posted it. Boom. It's already up very, very nicely. It's approaching the target. And then the other one was Litecoin. Well, this was Dogecoin. This was, you would have made 100% in one day. Just like that. Well, back over here. This was like the trade over the weekend. And then Litecoin is up 18%, the updated version of it. And then boom. It's already like 75% of the way to the target. So very, very nice moves for the crypto trades. Those are also something, you know, it's not only stocks, right? You want to be able to trade multiple markets. And that's what I was doing the last few days, posting 3 different crypto trades. And every single one of those crypto trades I posted, or all 3 of them, are nicely in profit. But yeah, check out the website, see all the educational content there, join the Discord. That's just like a little summary of what today was like, just mediocre in terms of the stocks. Hope we have a better day tomorrow. But I guess we can head on over to the charts and talk about that. While I'm heading on over to the charts, make sure to hit that like button. All right, here we go. So, starting off with futures, again, flat. Futures have been flat the last few days, overnight. I mean, except for Sunday night. They were down and then they went up. It was really weird. But yesterday and today, futures just extremely flat overnight. Not too much of a signal there. In terms of the S&P, again, if you're in the Discord, I alerted this to the Discord. I said the S&P is in this resistance area. It's still in that resistance area. It didn't fall that much. But just remember, you know, the last 4 calls I made on the market were correct. And again, I'm not calling anything technically. I'm not saying it's going to dump. I'm just giving warnings. This is not me saying the S&P cannot go higher. This is not me saying the stock market is screwed. That's not what I'm trying to do here. And if you really understand technicals, you get exactly what I mean. What I mean is that there's a resistance. If you break over the resistance, you're probably going to go a lot higher, like you've been doing for the last year, or since last March, or last April. Okay, if you break over the resistance, you're good. If you can't break over this resistance level, then you take caution. The one thing that I still do like about the S&P 500 is now you're creating hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So what was once bearish divergence is now turned into hidden bullish divergence. That's a very, very common thing to see. So yeah, you just want to stay above 38.24. I don't know how easy it's going to be. You're just above that by a few dollars right now on the S&P. The volatility indexes got crushed. And then the other thing, and remember this move right here on the volatility, I called that as well. If you've been in the stream for a few weeks. But then the other thing is the dollar. That's the one thing that's a little bit concerning. It's trying to break out of this long-term falling wedge. And again, this is on the daily. It could take weeks to play out if it does play out. There's not certainty. But typically when the dollar goes up, crypto and stocks go down. And the chart on the dollar looks bullish. But again, the whole entire fundamental scenario with, you know, money printing, stimulus, all those things, everything economically, you have to weigh that in as well. But yeah, it's just like a little recap on stocks. And let's head on over to Bitcoin. I mean, perfection, literally perfection. All it's done since I put out the trade is go up. That's all Bitcoin has done. I think literally since the second I put out the trade till now, it's just gone up. Obviously you had like little dips along the way, but you get it from like a macro standpoint. Every single day it's just going higher and higher. And it's at the first major resistance. This resistance was on the chart when I put out the trade, 37,894. You broke above it for a little bit, now you're back under it. It's basically your resistance from this area right here. You have 3 different candle wicks. And this could be a little profit taking area. The trade is currently up like 13% since the entry. This could definitely be like a mini take profit area, but you just broke out of a falling wedge. Who knows what this can turn into? You just created the hidden bullish divergence on the daily on Bitcoin. There's still more room to the upside, but that doesn't mean you can't get a short-term pullback. You absolutely can. You just went from 29K to 38K, so you could easily see a pullback, if anything. And then let me see what else. Litecoin, right? This trade is pulling back right now. It was up 18%. Well, actually at one point this trade was up 19%. Currently the trade is up 15%. So in the last 3 hours it pulled back a few percent. But again, it just created a hidden bullish divergence on the daily. You're seeing pullbacks after very, very nice moves up. That doesn't mean you need to be freaking out unless you break support levels. That's when maybe just take your profits and wait for the next run. But we'll see how everything continues to develop. Bitcoin is actually selling off a little bit right now. It pulled back about $700 in the last hour or so. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, Ethereum has been going nuts. I didn't call Ethereum or anything. Just didn't really fly across my radar, but all-time highs on Ethereum. Congratulations to those who were in. There was even some hidden bullish divergence on the daily. I guess I charted that at some point. Just craziness on Ethereum as well. Crypto's doing very, very well. This is nothing new. I've been talking about it for the last week, saying it looks good. And now you're seeing the price action alongside a pullback. Of course, it starts to pull back when I start streaming. Yeah, just keep an eye on everything. You're looking for Bitcoin to continue going up, but if it pulls back, don't freak out. That's my thoughts on the market. That's my thoughts on crypto. I guess we can talk about some of the trades. Fisker, it retested 1455 support today. Guess what happened? It bounced off of it for like the 1000th time. So no surprises there. Let me speed this up. Okay, so and then it tried to get back over 15, closed under. It's just again in this range, in this major support range. As long as you go over 1455, you're good. The other one, XL, this trade was up 12% in like the first hour that I put out the trade on Monday, and it's pulled back pretty heavily since then. But if you're in the Discord, I alerted it. I said it could be a pullback when it was literally up 12%. And I did take profits on my options when it was up like 11% or something, but I am still holding my common shares. As long as XL is over 1842, it's technically fine. That's your support, 1842. That's why my stop loss is a few percent under it. As long as I know it sucks to see a big pullback, but again, it's a swing trade. You can't just expect every single trade to, be posted and then it only goes up and that's all it does. I mean, that's kind of what Bitcoin and Litecoin have done, but like, you get the point here. It's a swing trade. It can take weeks to play out, if it does play out. Another one, EQOS. Shout out to Mr. Travis Scott for this one. At one point, this trade was up. Let's see, this trade was up like 12% earlier today. Now it's only up 8%, just a little 8%. RMO, another trade, is still at the entry. CPST, just a little bit above the entry. What else? Run, this is not my trade, this is Guy and Hat's trade. It tried to break out. Technically, you broke out by like a few cents, so I guess you're fine right there. But, you want to see more fall through price action. You're okay for now. The trade's already nicely in profit. It's up like 5 or 6% since Guy and Hat posted it. So you're very comfortable if you got in at the entry. Give it some time. It'll try to break out, pull back under. It'll continue doing so. As long as you're above 74 on the daily candle closes, you technically did break out. So just merely, you want to see some fall through price action on Run. UWMC is not an official trade. I just talked about in the Discord. It was like 1160 or something when it closed or something like that. But what was I gonna say about this one? I can't seem to remember. Oh, earnings, right? I believe they had earnings today and they have a conference call tomorrow morning, something along those lines. So keep that in mind, even though it's not an official trade. So just for the people who are in it, wanted to mention that. And then X, really not much to talk about because we already talked about it last night and it got stopped out last night. The trade got stopped out after hours yesterday. I alerted the well, I think I did alert the Discord. I said in the community chat, I know that for sure. But again, the stop losses are shown whenever I put out the trade, so you could have seen that yourself. But yeah, if you took the stop loss, you prevented yourself from losing another 6%. That's why you have a stop loss. That's why you manage your risk. It fell down 6% more after that. And it was the one failed trade so far this week, 4% loss. You can't complain about a 4% loss when we're making so much on all the other trades. But it happened. You can't get all of them. What else? I think that's about it in terms of like covering the trades. Nothing too much. Somebody in the chat was saying Doge. Take a look at that. Doge, yeah, it might be. Is it going up right now? It's a little bit weird on Binance, which is like the chart I have to use. But actually on Doge, you just had a MACD crossover on the 4-hour to confirm hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. So yeah, MACD was indicating this move up before it even happened. And remember, we already made the crazy profits on Doge over the weekend. I put out a trade on Doge. The target of the trade, or the primary target of the trade, was achieved for 95% profit. But yeah, crypto pulling back right now. Give me a second here. I just need to do some crypto trading, I guess. Typically, I don't trade on stream, but it's just crypto's moving right now, and I just gotta do something real quick. All right. Should be fine. What else we got in here? So yeah, that was pretty much like coverage of all the trades, my thoughts on Bitcoin, the market, everything else. So yeah, I guess we can get into ticker requests now. We got 51 people in here, only 24 likes though. So let me do the quick plugs real quick. Oh gosh, we got a spammer in the chat. Give me a second. Alright. So yeah, hit that like button. If you did not hit the like button and you enjoyed the streams every single night, we'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like on the stream real quick. And if you're not subscribed, you definitely should be. We're at 1,850 subscribers. We've gotten like 200 new subscribers in the past 7 days, which is insane. So thank you very much. At this rate, we're probably going to be hitting 2,000 subscribers next week. And I can't even believe it because we hit 1,000 subscribers like 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago, something like that. So thank you for all the support. If you want to send me a tip or buy some merchandise like this hat right here, it is the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. But yeah, that's like the intro to the stream. I think I got to the point there. Now we can take a look at the tickers and the chat. So just like a general, I guess not rule of thumb, but like for people who are requesting stuff, I would say wait until I say it's time to look into the chat requests before like requesting things, because I can't really go and scroll all the way up to like when the stream started and look at every single thing. Really what I start with is like when I say it's time to, you know, take a look at the chat requests is when I'll do it. It's like when I say it, which I'm saying it right now, that's like the best time to drop the tickers in the chat if you want me to take a look at it. And remember, I'm just going to start saying this before I even get through like all the chat requests. The things to be requesting are not things that went up 55% today or gap down 90%, which would be crazy. But the things to be requesting are not super volatile. They're not things that have no pattern. You want to be requesting things, just like Rooster said, that are consolidating with the pattern, divergence, all the things you learn in the stream. That's the best. Those are the best takers to me to, you know, that's, how can I talk? Those are the best takers to be requesting so I can actually analyze it. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to skip it and move on because I don't like wasting time on something that doesn't give me enough of probability that I look for. Doesn't mean I don't think the price can go up. It just means I'm not sure. So if I skip your chart, don't take it personally. There are no emotions in trading. It's just my preference, right? I try to get through as many as possible, but it just comes down to trying to find the needle in the haystack on a lot of these trades. So let me take a look at everything going on. So we did Doge. Any ideas or tips for bag holders on X? Manage your risk. You should have stop losses, proper position sizing, and stuff like that. BRY, we can take a look at that. So I'm gonna start off with BRY from Ryan, right over here. Yeah, daily hidden bullish divergence for sure. Very, very nice. I like it actually. I like it quite a bit. Over the force. Wow. Okay, that's a pretty strong argument. 4-hour confirmed divergence. Yeah. You even have hidden bullish divergence on your RSI. There's a lot of stocks that are creating hidden bullish divergence right now. You have like 6 different trades with that on the chart. This is a trade right here. Great stuff. Because you're holding this support. Look, it was your support right here, resistance right here, resistance right here. Now you're breaking back above it. You're over the 200-day moving average. You have 4-hour and daily hidden bullish divergence. This is what I look for. Great job. Ryan Argueta, however you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I know I mispronounced it, so apologies on that. Yeah, how you would manage your risk right here would be pretty much entry just around this area. Target, I would say maybe just go for this local high right here, like that high. That would be a pretty nice profit for a swing trade, about 16% profit. Let's see how that would work out for the stop loss. Well, you want the stop loss under the 200-day moving average. So maybe you want to go for a higher target. Maybe this little high right here. You can go for that. Just leave that other resistance on the chart. It's like a first take profit. Spread that out. Lower this a little bit. There you go. This would be your trade on BRY. Great start to the stream. I'm going to look at this company after the stream. Make sure everything's all right on that end to the best of my ability. But this is the 3 reward to risk. But if everything checks out, I'll be posting this trade later tonight. So thank you again, Ryan. Great request. That's what I look for. These are the types of things to be requesting in the chat. Awesome stuff. So I'm going to keep this on my watch list. When are earnings though for them? February 23rd. You could pull out a trade before earnings for sure. HD, NAT, DSKE. Okay, let's take a look at those first. Did I not? Oh, I already had NAT on my watch list. If you were watching Mitch Ray's stream, you know how much Mitch Ray liked NAT. So I'm looking at it as well. If Mitch Ray likes a chart, I'm gonna like a chart because Mitch Ray taught me how to read charts, right? So I actually was eating dinner when he went over this chart, but I believe his consensus was something like this, where you had a double bottom, kind of looks like a dragon pattern almost. I don't know if I'm reading it the best way, but kind of like a dragon pattern, I guess. Believe you're at a historical, yeah, look, 277 was your resistance right there, and then you bounce off of it twice. That's very nice. And then I believe classic bullish divergence, or class B classic bullish divergence on the daily. So even on your RSI as well, very, very strong on your RSI. Yeah, I'm not going to line up the trade right here because I know Mitch Ray's doing his thing, but oh, whoa, how did I miss that? What? But yeah, it's a good looking chart for sure. Joshua, thank you very much for the $15 donation. I don't know why I didn't hear any sound. That is so weird. That's like the first time I didn't hear anything. Fix that real quick. Put down my music a little bit. Joshua, thank you very much for the $15. And yeah, we can take a look at those 2 takers right now. That was NAT. And then Josh requested SFIX. And OLLI. Alright, I'm going to take a look at these in literally 1 second. I already have them. Actually, we'll just do it first, and I'll talk about what I wanted to talk about. So this one is absolutely dumping. You do not have any support until $72.18. That's like your support. You don't have divergence at all. You could create hidden bullish divergence, but you need your MACD to start doing something like this. It needs to start going back towards green. So it might just be a little bit early. I'm not saying it can't bounce here. It definitely can because it's been dumping. There could be people trying to catch the dip, some buying coming in. But it's much easier to manage your risk. What am I doing? It's much easier to manage your risk if you take a position down here, right? If it did come down to 72.18, just have your stop loss a little bit under it, and then target maybe like this wick right here. It's already lined up. It could be a killer trade. You can get some hidden bullish divergence, but you want to wait until it's out of support or until it's creating a support. There might be actually like a support on the 1 hour. Yeah, look, you have a support on the 1 hour chart. I don't know if it's strong enough to hold. The 1 hour actually does look decent because your MACD has been going up while the price has been going down. So you have some local divergence. So I guess this is your first support, 76, 72. But if that breaks, you're thinking it's going to see 72 eventually. OLLI. Go on the daily. No divergence. I'm not too sure about this one. It looks like you actually... So what you're trying to hold right now on OLLI is the 200-day moving average, this blue line right over here. That's where you're trying to hold essentially. You had a bullish pin bar, not today, but yesterday. And I guess you're holding this support right here at 88.92. It was your support back on June 15th of last year. So, I mean, this is your next resistance, like 96.59 or so. The thing here is like you're out of support, but you don't have any divergence, and you don't really have a pattern. So all you're playing is a support. You can manage your risk on this trade pretty easily. It's just not like the highest probability trade. It's like more like a 60-40, if that makes sense. But thank you again for the $15. Really appreciate it. If anybody else wants to send a tip or buy some merch, that is the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. So we just did HD before that. We did NAT. Oh, another one. Let's go. Austin 2 Porter, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Austin said, thank you for all you do. Could we look at SGMO? Yeah, we can. Sangamo. Nice stuff going on in the 4 hour. You have some hidden bullish divergence turning into local divergence, right? So just from like the macro standpoint, from this low right here to this one, you're making a higher low. That's your hidden bullish divergence on a lower level on your MACD. But even in the short term, your price has been going down, but your MACD has really been going up. So you have this hidden bullish divergence and just like local divergence, very, very clear. That could easily lead to a potential reversal. So 4 hour MACD looks good. Let's take a look at the daily. Even the daily has hidden bullish divergence. Let me take that off the daily chart real quick. Right there. So hidden bullish divergence on the daily and 4 hour. Really trying to zoom out here. It looks like your biggest support is like 1321 because it was like your resistance pretty much from 2018 to like December of 2020. So what I would really like is for it to come down to this support level, and then you could just target this high, which was your previous support. That could be your target, and then your stop loss will be a little bit under the 1321 support. You get a very nice reward to risk. You have the divergence. I would just prefer to go a little bit lower before an entry just to manage my risk easier. You can take the trade up here. It's just a little bit harder to manage your risk like that. But nice variables on the MACD. Thank you again for the 5. Let me check crypto real quick. Bitcoin bouncing a little bit. Alright, I guess that's fine. Okay, so I want to talk about something. I did something very, very big today. It's something that I've kind of been on the fence about for the last few months. It's something I'm really excited to announce. And I never thought that this day would come. It took me a long time to be able to get into this position to be able to do something like this. But I'm officially announcing that today I became a shareholder of Solo. I bought 1 share of Solo today. I am ecstatic right now. Yeah, I bought 1 share of Solo for $8.13. If this does not work out, I might not be able to stream anymore. You know, I kind of went all in on this one. 8 whole entire dollars. I'm already down like 2 cents. I'm a little bit scared going into tomorrow. I'm down 2 cents right now, but hopefully we'll get hopefully we're gonna get a recovery tomorrow. But if you were in the stream last night, we had like a 10-minute. I know I just got a lot of people right now. We had like a 10-minute talk about Solo last night, and it was funny. It was very, very funny for most of us, but some people got a little bit mad. I don't really care. Again, if you have emotions trading is not for you. The whole entire point of trading is not to have emotions. Somebody can tell me to my face that Fisker is trash, and I don't care, right? You trade what you want to trade. You need to block out the noise, right? So if you like Solo, you like the company, Who am I to tell you not to like it? I'm just giving you my opinion. So you can give me your opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. And I've never once said that the stock price can't go up. I'm not talking about the stock price here on Solo. All I'm saying is I don't like how the car looks. Okay, in my opinion, the car looks like an egg. And it has an 80 mile per hour top speed. And it's a little bit too expensive for what it can do. It has a 9-hour charge time. It just doesn't line up for me personally. And I'm sorry if that upsets some of you, but that's coming from a shareholder. I am a shareholder in Solo. I own one whole entire share, so yeah, that's coming from a shareholder. Battle Modifier donated $5. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate the $5 from Battle Modifier. Yeah, that's my talk on Solo. If you want like a technical breakdown, again, whenever I'm looking at the charts, I'm not going to talk about the car. I read the charts unbiased. If I'm only looking at the chart right now, you don't have divergence, but your MACD is moving back towards green. You could get a crossover. So it is in the middle of a range, which literally makes it a 50-50. It could go to the top of the range at $9. It can go to the bottom of the range at $7. It's really a 50-50 for Solo in the short term right now. You actually, believe it or not, see, I'm being unbiased, right? Oh my gosh, okay. I'm being unbiased right now. Solo has 4-hour hidden bullish divergence. Okay, there you go. It has 4-hour hidden bullish divergence. You happy? It could be like a double bottom here as well. The chart looks okay. I've never once said that it's gonna dump. I have no clue what the stock price is gonna do. I'm just talking about the company itself. Kind of looks like a double bottom on the range. Hidden bullish divergence, sure. It could pivot here and see the top of the channel easily. If it breaks the channel, probably gonna see another crazy run. So yeah, that's Solo. Let's get back to the chat. DSKE. Yes, there is some classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. If we take a look at the daily, also some potential classic bullish divergence. Wow, oh my gosh, look at this pin bar. You got a bullish pin bar candle off of the 200-day moving average, creating this support at 497, which was like your support right there. Let's see, you have a resistance right here. I'm gonna scroll back in. You have another resistance right around there. So yeah, I like it. You have 4-hour and daily divergence. You're out of support. You're showing demand here. You could definitely line up a trade something like this. Not gonna do that. Probably something like that. Right here, you get the reward to risk. This is also another potential trade. If I don't know if you have a trading view page, Christian. If you don't, you should probably make one. And if you do, I'm 100% down to share it in the Trade Alerts channel in the Discord. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, I can post it myself. But whatever you want to do, it's your idea. So good job, Christian. I like how the chart looks. That doesn't mean 100% it's going to go up. It just means that there's a good probability, and it's all a game of probability. Earnings already happened apparently, so I guess you're fine there. Maybe it dumped because of earnings. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I definitely do see potential trade here. I'll keep it on my watch list. I guess just DM me on Discord, whatever you want to do with it, but definitely a potential trade. That was that. All right, let me try and, I guess, go a little bit quicker. I am insanely behind right now on the chat, so I'm just going to really speed through them. Let me turn off my heater real quick. Keep hitting that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you want to send me a tip or buy some merch, that is the pinned comment in the chat. All right, yeah, for sure. Just DM me the TradingView link whenever you post it, Christian. All right. So, where was I in the chat? Groff says Groff says he or she just unloaded their savings into Fisker. What are your thoughts on that move? I don't think you should ever unload your whole entire savings into one thing. As much as I love Fisker, and as much as Fisker is my largest single position, it only still makes up like 15 to 20% of my whole entire net worth. So as much as I love Fisker, I'm not all in Fisker, but I do have a good amount in it. I'm just saying, typically being all in one stock is seen as a little bit risky for most investors. No matter how good you like the stock, no matter how bullish the chart is, how good the company is, it is a little bit risky to only be in one thing, because anything can happen. So I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you to not do that. I'm just saying, not even I am doing that. Not even I have put all of my savings into Fisker. LAZR, and actually, you know, I love Fisker. I want it to go up. I'm gonna be in a very good situation if it does go up a lot, but it doesn't mean I need to put every single cent to my name into one thing, right? So LAZR's just in the middle of a channel, right? I don't think it did too much today. Yeah, I mean, it was down like 1%. It's just in the middle of a channel. I think the 4 hours may be developing some divergence. Yeah, you maybe get some 4 hour hidden bullish divergence, but you're in the middle of a channel there. ATOS was up 16%. Let me try and get through this a little bit quicker now. Just right to the point. No edge on this chart. Can go either way. APXT from Drew. Let's see. Looks like I already charted it. Looks like you're in an ascending triangle where this is like your resistance and this is your demand line. So looks actually alright. You had some hidden bullish divergence kind of, but you probably want to wait for it to retest the demand line before entering if it does. Multi-plan. Not much of an edge on this chart. We already looked at AMPE. What's your profit versus indexes? I don't know what profit versus indexes means, but I would assume that my profit is much higher than indexes, because from what I understand, the average return on the market is 8% a year, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm up a lot more than 8% in last year. AMPE we already did. SAVA up 58% today. I'm not gonna be able to give you an edge on that. CVS. No I don't think there's any divergence. No, that's like convergence. The song plays so much. First values. Yeah, there could be a potential 3 rising values going on CVS. So something like this. One can manage the risk. You'd want a pullback before entering, maybe back to like this little support right here. You could just target this and throw your stop loss right under that support. You get a 3 reward to risk. It's tradable for sure. Yeah, if you want to see like the names of everything, it's right over here in the top left. That was CVS. Already did LAZR. AKM. Not too much of an edge on this chart. It just had an insane run from $100 to like, not an insane run, but it had a nice run from 100 to 124. It's pulled back like halfway. You could probably use fibs here. Kind of actually did bounce off the golden retrace right at the 0.618. No edge on the MACD or RSI. I'm not too sure here. I don't see a major support until 108 is what it kind of looks like, even though you have a couple minor ones until then. Therapeutic stocks are rising. I'm not too sure about why, but I think I kind of understand what you're saying. I have seen a lot of stocks like that go up. Possible trend in Palantir, I doubt it. We looked at it last night. I didn't see too much unless something happened today. Kind of went sideways. I really don't see much of an edge here. It's trying to hold this previous resistance as a support, or this previous high as a support. If it doesn't hold it, your next major support is 29.21. I would really like it if it could come down to 29.21 and create some hidden bullish divergence, but there's no certainty in it actually falling that much further. But we'll see what happens. Pfizer got crushed. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Pfizer. I don't know if there was some news or something, but it looked great for so long and it just went sideways, and then it ended up just not working out. It just dumped. The stop loss would have saved you a lot of money, where you only would have lost 2.5% compared to a lot more. It bounced off the 34.45 support, but no divergence. What else we got here? I'm really behind in the chat. That solo stuff really had you all laughing. K-Bar thought I was gonna say I was dropping out of college. Well, hey, if my one share of solo works out, I might be able to drop out of college. Okay, fold. Yeah, just for all the solo haters, I'm a solo shareholder, so can't hate me. Daily, not much of an edge there. Oh wow, look at this. This is literally technical analysis, right? This thing was dumping, right? And if you didn't know technical analysis, you would literally just be guessing for when it would start reversing. But if you do know technical analysis and you really zoomed out on the chart, went all the way back here, you could have seen that 1850 was your resistance right over here on a major double top. Oh, let's scroll back, see. Wow, it was literally your resistance right here as well. So go figure why it bounced off of 1850. That's literally the reason why. Then your next support would be like 1747. So yeah, it pretty much came down to the first support level on the chart, had a very big bounce off of it. No divergence on the daily. And maybe a little bit of classic on the 4 hour, which is already playing out right now. Okay. I belong at the executive table with the amount of solo shares. CBS's earnings on the 16th. I missed the hidden bullish divergence on, what was that, Home Depot? Yeah, it is there on the 4 hour. Good job. We were looking at Home Depot down here. I think it might have been Christian or Guy in Hat that was bringing it up. It was at a pretty big support. It just bounced off of it and went back to the top of the range. You're just in this very long-term range on Home Depot. Christian says his trades are FTM trades. Like to hear that. WYNN. Yeah, keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 50 likes real quick. Hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 1,900 subscribers. And if you want to send a tip or buy some merch, that's the pinned comment in the chat. I was if anybody here watches Mitch Ray, maybe because I talk about him like 3 times a stream, Mitch Ray got a $10,000 donation in his stream tonight. You should go back to his stream and watch the clip. That was insane. I mean, that's just insane. Congratulations to him. 92 is a major support on WYNN. And then I guess 103 is another support. No divergence on the daily. No. It's just trying to hold this support level, get back up. I'm not too sure about where this one is heading. It looks a little bit better, but remember earnings are, I guess, February 4th, if that's correct, which would be tomorrow. We already looked at LAZR. What's up, George? How you doing? Oh, your savings are in a large number growth. Okay, I thought you meant like the majority of your money by saying savings. So yeah. Clover, yeah, Clover I think is creating or continuing to develop the hidden bullish divergence. If you were here last week, I literally put out the most perfect trade ever on Clover. I called the bottom and I called the top. So I'm not even gonna, I've been saying that every single night, so I'm just gonna stop saying that. But if you were here, you saw it, it was great. And then now, hidden bullish divergence is starting to develop again on the daily. You're just trying to hold like the $13 range of support. As long as you're above $13.20 on Clover, you're fine. But yeah, we'll see if the MACD can cross over. All right, finally, I'm starting to catch up a little bit. We already looked at ATOS, JDST. And if I skipped one of your tickers, I apologize. I can't get them all. I try my best though. It's just in this major range between like $8 and $13.50. It's like a multi-level range, and you're in the middle of it, so it's a 50-50. I'm a freshman in college. That's the college I go to. You're a senior, nice. Would you actually drop out if trading became enough to live off of? Honestly, I wouldn't drop out necessarily because of, this is weird. Okay, not a lot of people are going to say this, but I wouldn't drop out necessarily directly because of money. Okay, let me try and get my point across. I would technically only drop out because of an opportunity, right? Now, what I mean by opportunity, a big job, big internship, working for somebody else, or maybe the stream really taking off even further, something like that. Something not just like direct money, but something that I can build over time, like a project, like a business, like a position in a company, something like that would be the reason I would drop out. Not necessarily simply money, because I can make good money in the next couple of years, but I want to be able to ensure that for the rest of my life with some sort of I don't know if the career is the right word, but some sort of, I don't know the right way to put it, but hopefully you get what I mean. It's not just money that would make me drop out of college. It would need to be something that could sustain me money for the rest of my life. Yeah, I mean, I'm not currently planning to drop out. If an opportunity presents itself, then I'll take it then. But currently, I'm just doing what I got to do. I mean, I've talked about college in one of the other streams for like 20 minutes, and my whole entire thoughts on, the education and stuff. Just like a brief summary of what I said was they teach me the two things. They either teach me things I already know or things I don't need to know that I'll never use in life. And then the 10% is things that are actually useful. So at the end of the day, I'm just technically in it for a degree, but even those are starting to lose their weight depending on what field you're in. Obviously, if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, you're going to need to go to college and get your major in grad school. But like, I'm not going to be a doctor or a lawyer, so I don't know. Did I ever play competitive COD? Yeah, like 7-8 months ago. Yeah, I am in Mitch Ray's Patreon. It's awesome. Yeah, definitely, Mitch Ray's Patreon is worth a lot more than the cost of it. So I definitely advocate for his Patreon. DraftKings, we can take a look at that. Let's see what's up with that. 1% today. Oh wow, it broke out. So I was showing this inverse head and shoulders whenever the last time it was that I looked at it. It did cancel out the bearish divergence. Very, very nice. Remember, you have to wait for confirmation. You never got the confirmation, and it broke out. Honestly, this is not the best short-term entry area. I have no clue what can happen in the long term. Remember, Penn went to $100, so I have no clue what's going to happen in the long term. Online gambling, in my opinion, is a very big future industry. So I'm extremely bullish on this industry. But again, just because something could be a big future industry does not mean that the stock price is going to be weighed in tomorrow. It happened a lot over time. So I don't know if it's the best, if you're really entering right here, it's a little bit tricky to manage your risk for the short term. But if you were to have entered on the right shoulder, which would be typically how you would play in inverse head and shoulders, you'd be up already, and you would probably be going for 64.27. Because with this breakout, you would think that you're going to see that it's not done. You think that you're going to be seeing another all-time high and possibly further at some point this year, whether it be next week or in 3 months. This is a very nice structure. So I do think DraftKings is going to be at higher prices one day, but I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, next week. I'm just not too sure when. But nice structure. Your major support would be this green upsloping line, or just 55.81, which was like your resistance right here. It used to be a gap fill. Do you use options for all your trades? No. I use options for a fifth of my trades. Like 1 out of 5 trades I'll do options on. Major, currently I'm what my school calls it as business undecided, which just means anything in the field of business. And then I guess next year I'm gonna technically exactly pick my major, but probably just gonna be financial management. Actually, going into college, I wanted to do marketing, but I'm leaning more towards financial management now. When do I play options? My answer to that personally, I either play options when the price of a stock moves insanely slowly, like ABT or Walmart or Pfizer, when it just moves super slowly and I want to make a good amount off of like a 3% move on the stock price. Or the other scenario, if I use options, would just be if something just looks insanely bullish. Like 3 of my biggest trades ever were Fisker. This trade right here, I had options on this harmonic, so imagine what that was like. I was down on my options quite a bit at first, and I was holding them. The Fisker, we can just, all right, so the other one was Rocket. That was last Monday. Last Monday was my biggest day ever in the market. I believe it was last Monday. My Rocket call options were up 900%. And then my other big trade was ABC from Guy and Hat. That was an insane trade. Shout out to Guy and Hat. But I don't know if any of you were here around for this one. Guy in Hat pretty much brought this to the table. It literally had everything. It had divergence on multiple time scales. It had a bullish Gartley. It had the 200-day moving average, the Bollinger Bands, the support, the bull flag. Like, it literally had every single variable. And then they had some news come out like 3 days after the entry, and then it just literally played out one morning. It was a huge trade. So Rocket last Monday was my biggest trade ever. This trade, ABC, in like the beginning of like the first week of the year, was my other huge trade. And then my third biggest trade was this. It's on my wall right here. It's literally right here on my wall. It's framed. You can actually get this poster if you want to. It's on the website. But this was my other biggest trade when I put out the buy call on Fisker at $9 and it went to 23. I didn't actually take the, so how do I put this? I played this whole entire move in common shares on Fisker, but on my options, I entered them down here. It was the first time I ever did options, my first ever options trade. And I actually ended up taking profits like halfway up. I took profits at like 15 bucks. So I entered my options at like 9 and I took profits on my options at like 15. But I was still holding common shares on this secondary move up. But that was a great trade as well. Hopefully that answers your question. Scroll back up a little bit. Joe is an econ major, awesome. What's my gamer tag? It's just Champion Vibe. Champion Vibe literally came from my Xbox name. So it's my channel name now. Thy Shadow says, I just started investing and I saw you off of Keemstonks. So you're going to be my teacher. Glad to have you. Welcome to the class. Shout out to Keemstar. MT. Did I go over the other ones? I think I did. Did I go over skills and Boeing? No, I didn't. Skills, it's just all it's done is go up since its inception. So until it creates a downtrend, it's going to be an uptrend. Literally the simplest answer ever, but that's just what it is on the chart. It is that simple. Boeing. Okay. Boeing is very, very interesting right now. Oh my gosh. Boeing is another trade. So I think we have 3 trades potentially now. I'm going to do some research before I put them out, but just based on technicals, we have BRY. All right, what is going on with my audio? We have BRY, which was from, I believe, Ryan. Then we have DSKE, which I believe Christian is going to be posting, and I'll share it. And now we just have Boeing from, who requested that? Let me actually add MT because I didn't add that. Let me see who requested Boeing. Somebody else I think also might have requested it earlier. Oh, where was that? Boeing from Andrew. So shout out to Andrew for this one. So this is probably gonna be a trade. They already had earnings, I believe. So yeah. I wish I would have caught it right here at 194. A little bit late to this one, which does suck, but it would probably be a long-term trade. Regardless, I'm actually bullish on travel for the next 6 months, as I said a couple weeks ago when I did the whole entire travel video. And I think you're getting nice entries for the long term. I think this is a pretty nice entry on Boeing for the long term. So let me keep it on the hours. We go to the daily. Joe, the hidden. So you have 4-hour classic bullish divergence on Boeing, and then you have daily hidden bullish divergence. You bounced off of a resistance, right? Pretty much. It wasn't perfect, but you had a resistance around 190 and you bounced off of like 192. So you flipped a previous resistance into a support, and literally you have a minor resistance like right here, and after that would be 234. So you might, this is the thing, like the risk management is not super easy because we're a little bit late to the party. I could have seen it right here and put out the trade and that would have been much better. We would have already been up 3% on the trade. So you are being a little bit late to the party, but I'd probably just target at something like this as a long-term trade. Probably wait for a pullback, honestly, on this trade, and then stop loss under support. The risk reward is not the best, I'm going to be honest, now that I'm really lining it up. I'd probably have to mess with it like this. You'd probably just want to, well, you already got the reversal, so it would not make sense to come back down, really. So maybe just, but then you're putting it right over support. It really looks like go time for Boeing. If the market holds up, I'm just going to put a tight stop loss because I don't care if I lose 2%. But again, if you want, manage that risk however you want to. Place the stop loss wherever you want to based on technicals. I just don't want to place the stop loss on the support. And if I place it under the support, you're not going to get a good enough risk to reward. So I'm actually just going to throw a tight stop loss on this one. And then I'm actually going to lower the target, be a little bit more conservative. And that would be how it would potentially, but then your entry, I'm going to do it like this, all right? This is what I would do. Like this. This would be how I would do it, kind of. All right, I would have to mess with it. I really want to make sure it's correct before, if I do put it out, but I think it's going to continue going up over the long term. I'm not sure if it could easily double bottom or something in the short term. So I need to really figure out, because there's a lot of different ways to play this type of price action, if I'm being honest. Just kind of like you have to pick the best and hope for the best. MT hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour. I mean on the daily, sorry. No divergence on the 4 hour. Support at 2137. And then I already charted the other supports. Not too sure about this one. You do have divergence on the daily, you're out of support. So yeah, you can manage your risk, but I don't know if it's like the highest probability ever. If I did put a trade out on this, it would be something like this. Stop loss under support, under this little tweezer bottom right here. Just right under that, and then target would be like 2360, this little resistance area right here. You even have a gap fill just above that. And like, yeah, you have some daily hidden bullish divergence, you're over support. You just don't really have much of a pattern, and you don't really have multiple time frames of divergence. If I'm only going to be playing a support, I definitely need multiple time frames of divergence. So that's MT. Yeah, keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 50 likes real quick. If you're not subscribed, join the free trading movement. Literally streams every single night, trade setups, free course. The list goes on. Discord with over like 1,200 people, all for free. Hit that subscribe button. And if you choose or you want to send me a tip or buy some merch, that's the pinned comment in the chat. ELYS does have hidden bullish divergence, yes. On the daily. Well, it's developing, it's not confirmed. Nice. You also have 4 hour. That's like the strongest form of divergence, when you have daily hidden bullish divergence and 4 hour classic divergence. That implies a long-term uptrend continuation and a short-term downtrend reversal, if that makes sense. So that's nice. Not a lot of data on the chart though. You're kind of just playing this little area right here. Fix this. Like that. Yeah, you definitely would want your stop loss. Okay, so I guess on the daily there's more data. That would be your target. So this is how I would manage my risk on ELYS. Okay, something like this. Target right up here, 42% if it works out. Stop loss, that'll be too tight. Really, it had a huge day today. It was up 8%, and I would not want it to come lower than the low of today. So I just throw it up right under. I put my stop loss like 470 or something. And then maybe if it falls down to 450 and shows divergence again, you could re-enter, but something like around those lines. Andrew is a finance management double major. Have fun with tax planning, estate planning, and insurance planning classes. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to do any of those things, so I'm not too sure. I just, honestly, I don't really know. I just feel like I don't know if there's only a few jobs that I would want. And I don't, a lot of people my age don't really get the option to just pick whatever job they want. A lot of the times you just have to take what you get. So hopefully I find something that I like, but I want to either work for a big company and help them in marketing, or I want to be a stockbroker, or I want to do exactly what I'm doing right now for the rest of my life, right? Just trading and streaming, or start a business. I've already had a couple businesses. So there's a lot of options. I just want to make sure I find something I like. Yeah, my family and friends know I trade. Let's see what else we got here. That's one of my most asked questions. Somebody asked, how much in terms of percentage of your total portfolio do you put on each trade? About a fifth. So typically I put on about 4 trades at a time. So let me explain this. So 100%, right? There's 100% of my portfolio in dollar value. I'm going to put on 4 trades for 20% of my portfolio. So those 4 trades I have on will be 80% of the money in my account, right? And then the other 20% left over will be cash in case I need to cost average those 4 trades. So typically I don't like going over 4 trades, just so I can maximize the profit on those 4 trades. And I don't like being all in one trade. So 4 is just a magic number for me, but it really just comes down to your preference. Yeah. If you're down on your options for X, should you just hold the bag? That's completely up to you. The trade was failed, and if you were following the exact trade, you would have stopped out at a 4% loss, and that would have saved you from losing another 6%. So, you know, again, the trades are not really meant for just buying and never managing your risk. The trades are meant for risk management. That's exactly why I have these boxes on the trades. When I post a trade, that doesn't mean go all in, and if it goes down to 30%, you're still in the trade. No. Every single trade has a very clear stop loss level that you should be following if you don't understand it yourself. And that's not financial advice. It's just how I build the trades, because you're choosing to follow the trade, right? Nobody's forcing you to, but if you're choosing to do it, the way to follow it is by following the take profits, the stop losses, the entries. And they're not perfect. They don't work out all the time. Sometimes we have had trades that have got stop hunted and they went back up right after. It's just over time, if you can go check all the trades on my TradingView page. Over time, it really does prove itself. My method, it proves that whenever the trades do fail, the stop losses work most of the time. And that it also proves whenever it hits the target, that is the good place to sell roughly. But not financial advice. Die Shadow says, I'm a small investor, I only have 300. A lot of people liking Fisker in the chat. Awesome. I have the Fisker chart right here behind me, just for those of you who don't understand what that weird chart is. But yeah, I like Fisker too. Remember, Fisker, I always talk about Fisker a lot, but remember, I've always said the biggest trade, in my opinion, on Fisker is long-term trade. Okay? So I'm holding Fisker for the long term more than anything else. I've never really, I like the short-term price, but I still think the major value is in the long term on Fisker. And again, the Die Shadow says you have 300 in. Everybody has to start somewhere. So just work on compounding gains. Don't try and turn into one of those FOMO moon boys and try to double your account every day. Because if you're trying to double your account every day, that means you have to be risking at least like half of your account. Because you're getting into something so volatile to double your account. Just work on compounding. Like literally every single day, just go for whatever you like. Go for 5% every single day. Go for 10% every single day, but do it consistently and compound your gains, right? Don't get reckless. Like that's how I've done it. I just, I don't want to say exactly what amount I started off with, but like from what I started off with to where I am right now, I really got here by compounding gains. I have had a few really big trades like Rocket, like Fisker, like ABC. I've had a few of those really huge trades. But actually when I was entering those trades, I wasn't thinking of them as insanely huge trades. I was just thinking of them like any other trades. They just ended up working out very, very well. And yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind again. I'm really trying to like answer every single chat like with a very in-depth answer, and I just end up getting so behind in the chat. I don't know what Polkadot is. I'll get back to the ticker request in a second. I just want to answer any general questions before we get back to the charts. What trading platform do you use? I use TD Ameritrade, Webull, and Robinhood for stocks, and I use Coinbase Pro for crypto. And charting, I use TradingView. Do you think the GME squeeze has happened already or yet to happen? I have no clue. That's not really what I do. It's not my expertise. So, yeah. Have I done Forex? No. Yeah, Forex does use technicals very, very well. I haven't done it though. I would consider being a politician. No, I'll never be a politician. That's too serious for me. What's up, Adam? How you doing? Do I take every trade I alert? No, I do not. The main reason for that is just, it depends how much cash I have in my account, right? Because as I just said like 5 minutes ago, I typically don't like having more than 4 trades at a time. So if I'm posting more than 4 trades in a week, I'm just going to pick 4 of them and go with them. But I'm in most of the trades I post, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If I like a trade and I'm posting it, why would I not be in it if I can be in it, right? So whenever I can be in as many trades as possible, I am in, but I'm not in every single trade. And that's also, if you go to the description of the stream and then you go all the way to the bottom, it'll say my full disclaimers. If you click on the link, it'll take you to my full disclaimers. And when you go to the full disclaimers, it literally says I do not own, or something along the lines of I do not own every single thing that I put out, right? It's just not realistic. I tried to do as many as possible, but yeah, the guy 10% a week is 142x in a year. I'm not great at math, believe it or not, but that's, I guess, true, maybe. It's a lot. It's a lot. Where I learned to trade options, literally I watched like one 30-minute video on options, and then after that I just started learning by experience. And the first few options trades, well, the first one was Fisker. It ended up going out well. So when I did my first ever options trade, which was Fisker, I started off like right off the rip, I was down like 35% on those options, and then it ended up being up like hundreds of percents. And then the next 2 trades after that, I lost all my money in those options trades, because I had no clue what I was doing. And then I started lowering my position sizes in options. I literally started doing 1 contract options for like a couple weeks. I understand how they worked, how the price moved on them, the premiums. And then ever since, the first, I'd say it was like a 1-month learning curve for me on options. After the first month of learning options, I did pay a decent fee to learn them, right? Because I was learning by experience. I wasn't just learning with like paper money. I was literally learning with my own money. And I did pay the fee for that in the first month. But ever since that first month, it's been very, very good. I've made a lot on options. And yeah, I mean, I've really gotten a lot more experience in options in the last month or so. I feel like I'm getting to a good place in options. Because I already know how options work in terms of all the Greeks and the IV and the premiums and the strikes. I literally know all about it. I even know a couple different option strategies, like the multi-contract, or getting the covered calls. Like what I know about, can't talk sometimes. I know the actual on paper things about options. It just took me a while to learn how to manage my risk with options, because risk management on options is very, very different than risk management on just common share swing trades. But finally, after I'd say like almost 4 months in options now, I finally have a very good understanding of how to manage my risk on them. And that's what's really making me excel the most in options in the last month. Like I think quadrupled my account in the last month, primarily due to options. Yes, the Discord's open. You go to freetradingmovement.com and then you click on the banner in the top. The link for freetradingmovement.com is in the description. I'm gonna get back to the ticker requests in a second. I'm just trying to answer like the actual chats. So if I could be in every trade, I would be. Yes. If I'm putting out a trade, that means I back it. Just because I'm putting out a trade does not mean 100% it's going to go up. It just means it has a good risk management in which you know where you want to take profits and where you want to have your stop loss. And it means it has enough factors on the chart for a decent probability of it going up. It's never certainty. It's just probability. Yeah, I do use technical analysis to determine my strike prices. When am I going to share options? Probably in a month or 2. People have been asking me about options for the last 3 months, and all I've said for the last 3 months is let me get some more experience. And now I'm finally starting to get a lot of experience, and I feel like I know what I'm really doing in options now. So probably pretty soon I'll start trying to. I'm never going to be putting out options trade setups, because those are too high risk, high reward for what I do. And there's a lot of beginners that are following my trades, so I don't want to get them into that. But I guess I can always answer options questions if I know the answer. Yeah, I can add it to the course. I could probably make a video at some point. How do you manage your risk with options? You'll find out in the video whenever I make it for options. All right, so thank you, Rooster. Rooster just dropped the Discord link. Appreciate that. How many hours a day do you spend watching and trading? Not sure what you mean by watching. It's weird. It's like, my schedule is kind of like, I wake up 15 minutes before the market opens. I get a cup of coffee. Then at market open until market close, I'm pretty much at my desk. Not only trading, but I'm also in class, right? I'm doing online classes, so I'm kind of like doing both at the same time all day from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm doing classes, but I'm also trading, looking for trades, monitoring trades, posting alerts in the Discord, putting out tweets, stuff like that. So technically I'm doing it like all day. Then at 4 p.m. I kind of take a break for a few hours, and then I come back to the stream at 9 p.m. for a few more hours, and then after the stream I try and scan for like another 30 minutes, and then after that I try to relax for like an hour in my day, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up again and do it again. What happens if all 4 trades fail? Then I lose a certain amount on all 4 trades. This happened before, it'll happen again, right? So the thing with risk management, right here on this, let me just find one of the trades that's already out. Let me show you a trade that did fail, okay? Where is it? X. On this X trade, okay? I lost 4%. I lost 3.5% on this X trade, okay? So if I had 4 trades in my account and every single one of them failed, and I lost 4% on every single one of those trades, I would have lost 12%. Okay, so I would have lost 12% on 4 different trades collectively, approximately. I know there's some like compounding and stuff like that, but collectively I would have lost around roughly 12% if 4 out of the 4 trades I was in failed. 12%, that's really not that bad. A lot of people lose 30% on one trade because they're all in and they don't have risk management. So that's why you manage your risk. So if literally if you miss 4 for 4, which I don't remember the last time I've ever done that, honestly, but if I ever did, I'd only lose like not that much. And then if I just get one trade after that, that's a 20% profit, then I'm back in profit, right? That's what risk management is, right? Because if this trade played out, you would have made that. So imagine I lost 4 trades in a row, then I took this trade and it played out, and I would have made 22%. You do 22% profit minus the 12% profit you lost, you'd still be up 10%. That's why they say, and you know, Mitch Ray says, if you can manage your risk to be at least 3 to 1 reward to risk on every single trade, technically you only need to win a third of your trades to become a profitable trader. Literally. Because you're losing so little on your losing trades and you're making so much on your winning trades. So that's something that a lot of people don't understand that are newer traders. A lot of people, I guess because of social media, have been led to believe that your trading success is based off of your trade win rate, which is not true at all. You could literally win 90% of your trades, but then you have one bad trade that takes away all of those gains. On the other hand, you could literally only win a third of your trades, but that 1/3 of your trade that you're winning is such a good profit that it cancels out all the little losses on the other 2/3, right? So people on social media are too hung up on you have to judge a trader by their win rate. That's not true. You have to judge a trader by their ability to make a lot on their winning trades and lose very little on their losing trades. That's what you need to be judging people off of. Trading is not a game of being right and wrong. Trading is a game of knowing how to maximize your gains when you're right and knowing how to minimize your gains when you're wrong. That's what every single broker will tell you. But again, my win rate is pretty good, right? My win rate is still very, very good. Right? My win rate is, all the green ones are winning trades, okay? All the red ones are failed trades. I still have I'm winning the majority of my trades, right? And look at these losing trades. Look how little I'm losing on those. 1%, 1%, 1%, 3%. But on these trades, I'm making 33%, 18%, 10%, 10%, 14%. You tell me how that ends up, right? So my win rate is, look at this week. This was like the craziest week of trades ever. I lost collectively 14%. You would have lost 14% on these 4 losing trades, but look how much you would have made on the winning trades. You would have made 202% altogether on the winning trades. So you tell me what 200% minus whatever 14% would be. You'd still be up like crazy. So the win rate is still very, very good on the trades, right? But just look how much more I'm making on the winning trades than I'm losing on the losers. $25 donation from BC. Let's go. Thank you very much, BC. I appreciate that. All the support you've been showing, BC. I don't think you commented anything, but thank you for the 25. I really appreciate that. So that's just like a little talk on like trades and stuff. I feel like the majority of the streams are just like me, just charts and charts and charts and charts. So for this stream, I tried to make it a little bit more just trading education, I guess. So let's head back to the charts. With that being said, let me make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind on the chat. Wow, I'm so sorry. I'm just really trying to answer these questions in depth tonight. No, I don't use the the profit formulas like other people do percent wise. I do it based off TA and it just works for me. I guess it comes down to personal preference. If you're leaving Robinhood, I'd probably recommend TD Ameritrade just based off of what I use, but I've heard good things about Charles Schwab as well. I've heard good things about Chase's trading platform, JP Morgan, which is very, I guess, connected with their banking. I don't know how it works exactly. Webull is also good, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for taxes. My first ever tax season this year. Yeah, I did talk about the Excel trade in the beginning. If you lose 4 trades, you won't have as much money to enter on the next trade, so it'll take longer to recover that back. Yeah, if you lose, I believe, 10%. There's like, I don't remember the exact number, but if you lose 10% of your account, you need like, let's just say for a random number, 13%. I think it's just like 11%. But yeah, if you lose some of your account, you need more to make it back. But remember, that little margin for like you need an increased amount to make it back, it gets outweighed by the winning trade being so good. The guy says the win rate is great, but if you can only buy 4 of the 5 trades, you might pick the losing ones. That's just how I play. I'm just being honest right now. Somebody asked me how much percent of each trade do you put in your portfolio, and I literally just said I have about 4 trades on at the same time. I was just being honest. That was not me telling you that you only can have 4 trades at the same time. That was not actually education at all. That was just me giving you my preference. What I did say when I said that was it comes down to personal preference. So yeah. And a lot of the times what I do is I just do like some trades on options and some trades on chip. That's what I always do now, but yeah. You know, like for example, because a lot of people are asking like how many of the trades am I in or was I in, let me just literally tell you the direct answers for this week, okay? Let me tell you exactly which trades I was in, which trades I wasn't. I was in Dogecoin over the weekend. CODX I was in, but I took profits early. CDE I was not in, it gapped up and I was sleeping. XP I was in. BRM I was in. Litecoin I was in, took profits a little bit early. Bitcoin is in. DYAI I'm not in. EQOS I am currently in. XL I'm currently in. CPST I'm currently in. ARMO I'm currently in. Fisker I'm always in because of my Roth IRA. And then X I got stopped out. So yeah, I'm in the majority of the trades, or I was in them and I already took profits, right? So there's the only ones that I was not in here was CDE because I was literally sleeping and it gapped up on Monday morning. That was it. I was in this, this. Well, DYAI I was in for like 2 days. I made like 3 or 4% profit and then I got out of it for something else. So yeah, so I was in 12 out of the 14 trades on this sheet right now. So I guess there's your answer. But I was in them, you know, at a little bit of different times, right? So it wasn't like I was in every single trade at the same time. Some of these trades came earlier than the others, right? Like CODX was from like a week and a half ago. XP was like from like 2 weeks ago. Vroom was from last week, right? So by the time I was exiting these trades, I was entering these trades, right? The ongoing trades. These are the trades that just hit their targets. So that kind of makes sense. So hopefully all those explanations help the newer viewers or just people who didn't understand. But now we can head back to the charts. Yeah, I'm genuinely in most of the trades, as you just saw. Thank you for the 50 likes. Let's keep running up that number. Continue to hit the like button if you're not subscribed. We're getting extremely close to 1900 subs, so hit the subscribe button. And if you want to send me a tip or buy some merch, that's the pinned comment in the chat. All the mods accept donations in Ethereum. Would you consider picking a chart with no TA so we could practice and do a live TA session? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Like, I just pick up a random chart and then you all chart it and then give me an answer? I don't know what you mean by that. Am I re-entering X if the chart shows an opportunity? It's still on my watch list. It's like the top of my watch list. I'm not in it currently. I got stopped out, but whatever the future holds, it holds. Alright, so I missed a whole lot of ticker requests because I was trying to only answer the trading questions, because I feel like oftentimes me actually developing people as traders is much more useful than me analyzing a chart for you. So I'm going to start trying to do that a little bit more often now. But I guess we can head back to the ticker requests. The thing is, I missed so many tickers that I don't know if those people are still in the stream, because we had about 20 people leave. So for the 44 people still here, if I missed your ticker or if you just have a ticker you want me to look at, I'm still good to go for like another 25-30 minutes. So now drop the tickers in the chat again and I'll try and take a look. So I'm going to give you all like a minute to drop tickers and I'll speed through them. I'm going to be back in 1 minute. So yeah, drop your tickers. This is not the end of the stream. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, sorry, the solo car was acting up. I was hearing some sounds in the garage. Nice one, the guy. Yeah, so about the one-on-one classes, I temporarily paused them because of school. I was doing them when I was on my winter break, but now I'm just way too busy with college and stuff. So they're gonna be back at some point, but I did like 25 one-on-one classes or something around that mark. but for the time being, they're going to be paused just because I don't have enough time. So let me get through these. Let me speed through these tickers. Let me just literally type them all in, and then yeah, we'll get to it. There's do technicals apply to ETFs? It's a great question. That question actually got me, not gonna lie. I don't know how to answer that. It's like, kind of, but like there's a lot of other variables that matter. It depends on how much each stock in that fund is weighed, right? Because there could be one stock that's like 20% of it, and then the other stock's like 5% of it. Like it depends on technicals less, somewhat, maybe a little bit. I know technicals work great on indexes, like the S&P 500. Technicals work insanely well in the S&P 500. I've called so many moves on the market with literally just looking at the S&P 500 technicals, so it works there. So let me just add all of these in, and again, I'm just going to be skipping tickers that are straight lines up or straight lines down, and that don't give me a probability, because I don't want to make any BS answers for anybody here. So if I skip it, don't take it personally. I just, I want to stick to quality. In terms of probability, right? I'm looking for probability. If something doesn't give me the probability, that means it can go either way. Wow, that was a lot of tickers in like a minute. We'll get through it, hopefully. I'm really gonna have to speed through these. Alright. LMF8, not enough of an edge for me to give you an answer. As I just said, things like with like a straight line up, straight line down, it's just not what that's not my expertise, so don't be asked like that. I'm not the person to be asking for things like that. Apps, didn't they like crush earnings today? I think that's what I heard. I might be mistaken, so that matters more than the technicals. XRP is trying to hold this 37-cent support, which was the resistance right here. As long as it's above 37 cents, it's fine. And I think it's showing some 4-hour hidden bullish divergence as well. But remember, they have the whole entire SEC lawsuit, so just keep all that in mind. UAVS. Let me just redraw this chart. Hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And then on the daily, no divergence. So you'll probably be playing the 4-hour if you played it. Resistance, support, in the middle of a channel, so that can go, it can go to the top of the channel or the bottom of the channel, but you do have some divergence, so maybe that can help you. Tesla, you are developing some sort of hidden bullish divergence. You're kind of in this range on Tesla. Your resistance is like 8. It's really just like 900, just like little resistance area at the top. There's a few supports I see. There's one support at 828. And there's kind of another support at 800. So you're just in this like multi-level range on Tesla, where you're in between 800 and 900. Above 900 would be good, under 800 would not be great. Lots, not enough data on the chart on the 4-hour. On the daily, looks like it's a SPAC, so it's just in that SPAC redemption price. I don't know if this is a SPAC, but it looks exactly like how most SPAC charts do in their early days. But that would matter more than the technicals. Very not enough data for me. No edge on this chart. Nice uptrend. As long as it makes another higher high, you're good. If it makes lower high, take caution. Ethereum Classic, pretty decent looking. Hidden bullish divergence. Remember, all the cryptos depend on Bitcoin, so it also depends on what Bitcoin does. Looks like I already have it somewhat charted, where your next resistance would be $8.70 and your support is $7.62. On WNC, I'm not the biggest fan of the rounding top here. Not the biggest fan of that. Next support kind of looks like 1509. Well, you actually have a mini support at 1619. So those are your supports, no divergence on daily. Some classic bullish divergence, very textbook classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour though. So maybe you can use that to rally and cancel out this bearish rounding top. We'll see what happens. BP, no, not much of an edge on this chart. It's kind of under whatever support I had charted right there. $8.14 donation from the guy. The guy says appreciate the non-ticker chat. Are you talking about like the like, you know, when I was just like answering all the trading questions? I think that was very useful too. That's what you're referring to. But the guy, thank you for, you know, all the chatting, keeping the chat active. Thank you for the $8. Appreciate it. BP looks like it broke the 20. No, it got back over. It's just really being a little bit funny in this $21 area. EPF, not enough data for me to analyze. AITX, way too volatile for me to analyze. BOXX. Somebody in, I think, Discord was, or maybe somebody DM'd me. I don't know. I saw this chart earlier today. Your next major support, which is also a gap fill, is at 1474. So that's a very, very long way from the current price. You do have some 4 hour hidden bullish divergence developing, and then no divergence on the daily. So you would be playing the 4 hour. You just would not want to fall under. Really, when it comes to gaps, you just don't want to fall under your next like low. So you just want to stay above this candle low, because otherwise you're in the gap area, right? And that just because you fall under it doesn't mean you're going to fill the gap, but it just means like you don't have any support until then, until a support is created. So it kind of makes it a little bit interesting. Tim Draper says something about Bitcoin and Sumir. Cool. TEL. I mean, very nice hidden bullish divergence on the MACD and the RSI. I didn't mean to be rude, Luke. It's just like everybody has a price prediction on Bitcoin. A lot of people are going to be correct. A lot of people are going to be wrong. I just kind of try to block out the noise and just stick to like the day by day chart on Bitcoin. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden bullish divergence on TEL. Very nice uptrend. Resistance is 132, and then support is like 121. Digital Alley. You do have some hidden bullish divergence developing. For those of you who were here like a month ago, we had 2 days in a row where we day traded DGLY, and both days were huge successes. Yeah, you have a kind of like some class B, classic bullish divergence. You do have multiple forms of divergence developing on Digital Alley. As long as you're above this 200-day moving average at 246, you're fine. You just want to stay above 246 on DJLY. So APPS did beat earnings from what I'm hearing. This one's really, really volatile. Your support is $3. Resistance, I have no clue. Really, maybe like 420 or something. It's just not super clear, very gappy, very low volume. And yeah. HON, Honeywell. I've traded Honeywell a couple times before. Yeah, it looks like I already have charted. Not the biggest fan of this rounding top though. Like that. That's just not a good momentum pattern in terms of the macro. Very weird MACD. You can't really, even if you do find some sort of divergence, it's not like the highest probability because it's just so inconsistent. And then your support be right here. So as long as it's above 195, you're technically fine on Honeywell, but if you ever break under 195, you have a gap fill on Honeywell to 186. So as long as you're above 195, you're fine, but if you fall under 195, take caution. And yeah, so I feel like we got a good amount of tickers right there, just crushed them out. Does anybody have any trading questions, like how we were talking about before? Just want to get some more tickers done for the people still here. But just to close out the stream, is there any other trading questions, any general trading questions anybody has? I'll give it like a minute if you want to type something, otherwise we can call it here. But yeah, if there's anything that you want to ask, I just really like that segment we did earlier before. Scrooge with the $30 donation. Let's go, Scrooge. Thank you very much for the 30. And thank you for all the tips you've been sending. Really appreciate that. You're awesome, Scrooge. Also, you've given a lot of nice requests in the chat and nice mentions in Discord. Good job, Scrooge, with all the work you've been doing. Thank you again very much for the $30 donation. Appreciate it. Let's go. How many subscribers are we at? Whoa. What is Bitcoin at? Really hasn't moved. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Sorry, I'm just in a crypto trade and it just went up pretty nicely. Honestly, I'm just going to take profits, whatever. I don't want to stress about it. I'll take it. Good trade. Alright, let's see. Can you make an options tutorial video and really dumb it down everything with step-by-step definitions? Making an options tutorial video takes a very long time if you're going to do it the right way. You know, there's multiple options tutorial videos on YouTube, and most of them are like an hour long or something like that if they're quality, because there's just so much options, and it's not super easy to understand if you know nothing about them. So if you're in the Discord and you go to the education channel in the Discord, I actually shared the link to the options video that I watched when I knew nothing about options. So I shared the link to that, but at some point I probably will make an options video, just like a summary. George, going back to your ETF question, you're looking at the ARK ETFs and just want to dump a bunch of money in because they're up. I don't know too much about the ARK ETFs. I've heard about it. Like, I've heard about ARK a lot, ARK investing, but again, I'm not a financial advisor, so that's not really how I can help you out. Moon, what is the bullish divergence? Another heavily asked question in the stream. Bullish divergence can be in two forms: classic bullish divergence or hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence means you made a higher low on the price. Like, for example, from this low to the next one, you made a higher low. And while you made that higher low, on the connecting islands, you made a lower low, right? From this island to the next one, you had increasing negative momentum. And what hidden bullish divergence implies, it's not certainty, it's just probability, is a continuation of the long-term uptrend. Then you have classic bullish divergence. What's the chart with classic bullish divergence? Right here. Classic bullish divergence means you made a lower low, right? From this low to the next one, you made a lower low on price with less levels of negative momentum on your MACD, right? From this island to the next one, you had less levels of negative momentum. And that implies a short-term reversal of the downtrend. So yeah, I have a full video on oscillators on my channel. If you go to my channel and then you go to playlists and then you go to my free trading course, if you go to course video number 8, that'll explain it more in depth. Harmonic patterns, I'll probably do, so I need to make a video on options, I guess, at some point, and also harmonic patterns. But again, if you go to the education channel in the Discord, I put out a link to like a harmonic cheat sheet where it shows you all the harmonic patterns and like the actual fib retraces. Have a good one, George. Litecoin fell back a little bit. Not that much. Yeah, I mean, the trade, at one point this trade was up not 20%, and now the trade is up 14%. So yes, it pulled back 6%, but again, it's crypto. If you've been in crypto for a while, 6% moves are not insane. And again, I think I did say earlier in the stream, if you want to start taking some profits in this area, it could be like a first like little take profit area for sure. Again, take profits whenever you're comfortable with your profits, right? Is the market in good condition? I talked about the market in the beginning of the stream. I did like a 10-minute, not a 10-minute, but like a 5-minute rundown. Yeah, the DXY is moving up, but it needs to confirm it, right? The technicals actually look bullish on the dollar, which is bad for the markets technically most of the time. But again, remember the fundamentals and stuff. Fundamentals on the dollar is still bad, so as long as the S&P can hold above 38.24, which technically futures are at 38.22, again, just because you fall under a support does not mean the world is over or the stock market's gonna crash. It just means you need to take caution if you get followed through price action. So yeah, I can't talk right now. How long have I been live for? 1 hour and 40 minutes. How long have I been trading for? I've been trading for almost a year now. Yeah, believe it or not, not even a year yet. But over the last like 10 months or however long it's been, even though it's only been 10 months, it's literally become my life. So I'm doing this 12 hours a day, not like directly, but you know, I'm on my phone looking at TradingView, I'm watching videos, I'm reading books, I'm trading. Like, even though it's only been like 9-10 months or whatever it has been, like it's been devoted time, right? Like literally half of my life is trading right now. So like I went all in on learning how to trade. But yeah, I think that's a good end to the stream. Trade safely tomorrow. Crypto pulling back a little bit, futures down a little bit. Just watch them overnight. And I think that's gonna do. I think it was a great stream. We had a lot of educational talk. We went through a lot of tickers. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did not hit the like button yet, hit it on your way out. Have a great night, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 EST. Peace out. Hit the subscribe button.
My dad built houses, my mom painted pictures. They both gave it up once I came into the picture. Me, I'm like them, just a 50-50 mixture. My mom rode horses, she wish I had a sister. I prefer the pen to a hammer or a brush, but I build things up, and my imagery is lush. I used to play soccer, but I never had to touch basketball too, but I ain't love it that much. Much of my time spent looking for a rush, trying to find something to afford me that feeling. I fall in love with girls cause they physically appealing. A couple weeks pass and the convos hit the ceiling. I've smoked a few blunts, cookies and runs, gotten high enough to know it isn't what I want. Met the celebrities, seen through the fronts. Dated one girl and I've seen two at once. I ain't upset to be inside for some months and get back in touch with the person that I was. Know I've given too much of my time to the chase, trying to get in touch with a person that I lust. So this is the perfect time to hang it up. Used to sleep until noon, now I'm waking up. More time that I'm inside than the less I wanna talk. I don't wanna FaceTime, I ain't trying to say what's up. Careful with the ways that my time is taken up. Bunch of geeks trying to take the shine away from us. Reaching for critiques and they trying to say I suck. Got me reminiscing back to a time I gave up. But my skin's gotten thick since then. And my high school crush has done the same thing. So when this blows over and I'm back home, I'ma tell her that I'm really done playing games. 7 figures on my bank statement. 7 fellas that I'm staying on the same page with. We've been shooting for the stars and our aim's dangerous. Hasn't been a single thing that the gang can't get. My main thing shall remain nameless. Know they ask about it often, but I ain't saying shit. There's a level of discretion that I'm maintaining. She don't understand it, but she ain't famous. We gon' see who's still around once the game changes. She's a businesswoman, but I got her playing favorites. You ain't rooting for me, then I gotta make changes. Ex-girls watching with a lot of fake pages. My OG showed me what a plain Jane is, and a bust down is. Now I got a hankering to spend a few thousand. KY used to take me up the icebox when he get his jewelry clean. They would ask if they could help me, and I'd say I'm just browsing. Wine worked at Enterprise, rentals discounted. Ville to the A and back, we was putting miles in. Always wanted to myself if I could really be the leader of a group of brown skin boys when I'm not brown skin. Certain things they grew up on that they get, but I don't get. Differences in how we raised make me feel like I don't fit. Not to mention the distance between our parents' houses. Share some money with them so they know I care about them. I'm trying to do it right and figure what a fair amount is. But I fantasize about a day that we all swimming in it. No contracts and we independent. Stay close, never start a convo with it's been a minute. Cause it never will be end of sentence. Nemo, that's my right hand, guides me through my indecision. Vodka in my left hand takes away my inhibitions. Way too gone, but I'm waking up in mint condition. Ready for whatever, got the troops with me in position.